Hello and welcome to Grant 24678. In this video, that's going to be very quick because I've got to go to work, we're going to be talking about a new Big Finish story that I've been listening to called The Legend of the Cybermen. Now, I've been thrown in at the deep end with this story because quite a lot of the story has already happened. For example, Jamie is in the TARDIS, so it's like, why is he there? And apparently he comes in way back about 4 stories before. Well, actually, no, I think he came in. It was all very confusing. I think he came in the last story called The Wreck of Titan, where the Doctor invites all his friends, but he may have come back even earlier than that. And Zoe is not yet in the TARDIS because she did go, and at the moment, it takes quite a lot of time to click in that actually Jamie has forgotten everything about the Doctor, and the Doctor is travelling with Jamie even though he has no idea who he is. So the Doctor, Jamie doesn't know who the Doctor is. He knows that they had an adventure once, and Jamie is still a bit thick, he doesn't understand the future yet, he doesn't understand things like cars, because they haven't been, he doesn't understand that yet, he hasn't learned that from the Doctor. And so Jamie's a bit, he doesn't know who the Doctor is. And the Doctor is trying to not remind him. Like, he's trying to say, like, oh yeah, you don't know that yet, do you? Oh no, we haven't done that yet. So, that's quite an interesting concept of the story. So, the story starts off where the Doctor is in the land of fiction. And the Doctor says, well, Jamie, we've been here before, surely. And Jamie, of course, doesn't understand this because he hasn't had it. he doesn't know this yet because it hasn't happened he doesn't remember that. And the story is okay at the start because, you kind of think, well, we've been here before, we've done this, the white robots and all that, we've done that. And basically what happens is the Doctor and Jamie start walking through the land of fiction, the white bit of it, the mist. And, so basically, the Doctor says, I love this bit, he says, when I say run, and Jamie's like, and he doesn't really know what to do once he says run, and because he hasn't had that yet, he doesn't know that, he doesn't remember that, so, and then Jamie goes, oh yes, I forget, you don't know that, do you? And then, run! And so the Doctor and Jamie run away, and they meet some toy soldiers, and Jamie thinks they're redcoats, but they're not, obviously. And then they get separated. The Doctor meets the Artful Dodger, which leads up to the very scary ending of the episode. Oh yes, it's a flippin' frightening story at the end. So it's one of those chilling endings to do with the Artful Dodger and Oliver. So Jamie is walking through the mist, and he sees a door. And because he says, oh, I wish I could see a door. And a door appears. And then he says, well, if I can get a door, does it work like, say, I ask for what I get, if I ask for it, I get it. And then he says, oh, I'd like a nice pretty lass with a smile, and also a bottle of whiskey, but, he doesn't get that. Then he goes to the door and meets Zoe. So, he goes to the door, waits a bit, and then there's, a whole load of tin soldiers come towards him, and Zoe's with them. Zoe kills I think she kills the white robots, I'm not quite sure. And then, after she kills those robots, she meets Jamie. And Jamie, of course, doesn't know who the hell she is. So she's hugging him, and she's like, oh, steady on there, lass, So that's extremely interesting, He doesn't know who the hell they are. So, and then Zoe, in this wonderful scene, because it's sort of saying, yeah, the time was very stupid to do that. And Zoe just overrides it. Zoe knows who Jamie is, and she knows all about the adventures in time and space that they had, right up to the bit with the Time Lords, because she has had this little device which brings back your memories. So Jamie has his memories restored, and he remembers, and it's a wonderful scene because while this is going, the process is happening, you hear the voices of the quarks making their noise, and a pew pew pew, which sounds a bit like an automaton gun, which is a bit funny. I don't quite know why that is. And then suddenly he goes, oh, my head! and there were monsters. There were monsters everywhere we went. And he starts remembering things like, we met the Quarks and things like that. And he remembers there was Cybermen, and there was Polly, and there was Victoria, and then Zoe. And he remembers Zoe and all that. And it's wonderful. It's a lovely scene. And then after that, Jamie and Zoe walk off to find the Doctor. Meanwhile, the Artful Dodger is telling the Doctor about him. The Artful Dodger is not the Artful Dodger, really. Well, he is, but he's an advanced Artful Dodger. He is someone with a gun, and he has a wide knowledge of the space-time continuum. You know, he knows about the void and all the things, and the war and all that sort of stuff. And I like this character. I was convinced it was Rory Jennings playing the part of the Artful Dodger, but it wasn't. I know, I've definitely heard him somewhere before. I don't know where I've heard him, but he sounds familiar. We'll probably find out who he is. I mean, I've looked him up and I don't know who he hasn't got a Wikipedia page, so he probably isn't that famous. Oh yeah, just talk over my video, people outside. And then the Doctor and Jamie meet up again. And they're by the gateway, which will lead into the land of fiction. And just as we're about to go and end episode 1, we hear these sort of white robots coming again. And they've brought some friends with them, the Cybermen. And in the chilling end to the episode, we see Zoe screaming out. And it's Zoe screaming because there's Oliver on the floor. And Oliver is partly converted with his arms ripped out and a big hole in his chest and little bits of, you know, that sort of thing. And the Dodger just goes over to him and he's like, Oliver! Oh, Oliver! What can I do? How can I help you? What do you want? And then in a cybernetic voice he goes, Please, sir, I want some more. And that is just totally chilling, isn't it? It's like really scary because it's like his catchphrase is, Please, sir, I want some more. And it's done in a cybernetic voice and it makes you like chill. It's so scary. But it's an awesome end to the episode, you know. I was wondering how they would do it because I just thought the ending would be something like the Doctor saying, well, here we go into the mist. But it's not. It's something quite chilling. So they made that very well done. I mean, you don't see Oliver, you don't hear him at all, but you see him partly converted. And the last line of the Doctor is, he says, it's the Cybermen. So it's excellent. I think it's well done. It's a really good story. So I've only watched part 1 so far, and I bet I shall be doing more reviews of the rest of the episodes. But this is The Legend of the Cybermen Part 1. I may make this a 4-part series and do the whole thing, but I really enjoyed this episode. I have to say, it was I knew I'd hate it. Obviously, I was very sceptical of this episode because it includes Zoe and Jamie, and of course their minds had been wiped, but it was well done. And if I was to be honest, I don't have a clue why the Time Lords needed to wipe the memories of the Doctor anyway. Why? It's a silly thing. Why would they need to do that? Just send them out into their times. That would be it. Sure, they'd be a bit upset because they'd not have the Doctor anymore, but they'd be in their own times and they would know who the Doctor is. But I suppose it wouldn't work. It would work for Zoe because Zoe already is in a point in time where technology and all that sort of stuff already exists. So it's okay. But for Jamie, it wouldn't be because Jamie was in a time where nothing, not even any spaceships or anything, was even around. So no technology at all. So I think that would be a problem. But why send them there? Why not just excruciate them through time somewhere and leave them somewhere? And then again, I don't even know why they had to get rid of the companions. Obviously, in real life, it's because Fraser Hines was told by his agent that he should move on. Patrick Troughton was leaving. Zoe should leave anyway, so they all leave together. But in reality, in Doctor Who, there is no point to get rid of the companions. I mean, it's silly, really. And, you know, there was plans to have Jamie and Zoe with the 3rd Doctor, but they were turned down by the agents. So it's kind of Yeah, I better get to work. I've got to go and order some things.